In today's video, we're going to go over how to replace your old windows with impact windows from Home Depot. And the windows we're using today are from Home Depot. They're American Craftsmen by Plygen Storm Defense Impact. I did the bathroom window yesterday and I didn't take the glass out because this is the way I saw my last window installer do it, breaking the glass. And I just thought that there has to be a better way than doing it like this, because the glass exploded all over the inside of the house and all over the outside. So I'm going to show you a pretty easy way to take the glass out almost in one piece. You can see one of them broke in half, but it's not shattered everywhere. On the window, what holds the glass on the outside are these little plastic pieces here, which come off. Pull all those plastic pieces around the border of the whole window. Then you're going to heat where that area was. You can see where it's glued. I'll show you on a window now. You're going to heat it till the window's pryable, and just start prying it slowly. If it doesn't pry easy, just give it a little bit more heat. I'll show you what I'm talking about now. These moldings are what go here. Okay, you can still see there's one installed on the top because this window is already kind of, see if we'll focus, it's ungluing on the bottom. But this area here is where that butyl tape would have been, and that's what seals it. It's kind of like a sticky double-sided tape kind of stuff. You heat it up and it'll make it pliable, and you should be able to pop the whole glass out in one piece, or mostly in one piece. So another thing, just make sure you have gloves, long sleeve shirt and pants, because the glass could break, and if it falls on you it could cut you easy. Yesterday it cut me in the knuckle and I bled a lot. So put your PPE on and get some safety glasses also, just in case. Here you can see the bathroom windows already done, already caulked around it and everything. They look much nicer. And the impact windows from Home Depot are also have argon inside to help with the thermal transfer, and especially this side of the house gets blasted with the sun in the afternoon, so hopefully that will help. And you can see over there already taking out that window. So I'll set the phone up and I'll show you how we heat it up to take the glasses out, and then we'll start working on getting the frame out. All right, so we got our gloves, we got our torch. Like I said, we're just gonna go around this border, constantly moving, working our way around. And also go inside and unlatch the windows so you can lift up, and then you can push the window from the back. But we'll have to close it now all the way so we can heat up the top. And remember, the glass is also gonna get hot. See, the glass is already falling out. This glass is gonna break because in this corner I cracked it earlier when I was taking that plastic off. Let me see if I get a little screwdriver so I can pull that corner back. It's also handy to have the little screwdriver from the beginning. See, you don't want to pry at an angle. You kind of want to pry really smooth and straight, because if you pry at an angle, you're going to crack the glass. So just go pushing slowly. You'll see it coming on out. And you don't want to force it, because you'll do that. All right, let me take this piece out. There's one big piece. You might have to heat up. This is not wanting to move. And again, it's not coming off in one piece, but it's a lot better than 1,000 little tiny pieces. I also have a bucket for small pieces like this. Put all the glass in a bucket. And here, I don't know if you could see that sticky stuff that's back there. That's what's melting. And take off all the little pieces of window if you can. That way you avoid getting cut when you're throwing stuff away or anything like that. Alright, now we'll work on the top one. See how easy it is when you got the right amount of heat? And there it is in one shot. So now that all the glass is out, we're going to remove the screws, and I'm going to show you just how bad these were installed back in the day. So in this whole window, just like that window, these are the only screws holding that whole window together. Now it takes, I think each window takes like 8 or 10 3-inch Tapcons. So that's all that's holding your window and a bunch of caulking. We didn't even have real big wood screws. Just these two little tiny baby self tappers. Alright, so the next step is going to be to remove this frame. The easiest thing I found is just pull this bottom piece and it'll start folding in. And same thing for this top portion. When we get ready, we'll start putting here, and it'll start caving. So we're going to use like this. It's like a long chisel hammer. We're going to hammer in the middle to break the seal on both sides. We'll do the same thing, try to pinch it in and fold it on itself, and as it folds it on itself, it's going to get narrower and come right out. Grab this one. You see how it shrinks it? I'm going to show you now how we're going to install it. On this one, I did have to trim the right and left edges a little bit to fit in the hole. How they are vinyl, it is pretty easy. So that was one nice thing I did like about the vinyl windows. So should go in there now. Let's try it out. Another thing I forgot to mention earlier, make sure you get all your pieces of glass away, all the framing away. The last thing you want to do is trip over a piece of glass with a window in your hand and get hurt and have to buy a new window. Another thing, get all your tools ready to install the windows. This is probably one of my biggest problems. I'll install something and I left the drill over there, the other drill over there. So have your stuff in a place where you get it. I already took the screen out. Now let's put it in there. And again, they are heavy, so if you could get help, I would recommend it. take a look inside and make sure that it is where it needs to go. These honestly fit pretty tight, so take the tape measure, make sure it's uneven. Alright, well, I'm all the way butted on the bottom to the inside sill plate, so I'm going to bring the top of the window out a little bit. Inches. Again, this is where two people could help. You know, one push. Guys push against each other, which my dad's coming now to install the bigger window. Alright, looks like we got it. Double check it with the level. That's good. That's good. That's good. Let's start making some holes. Alright, so one problem I do have with these windows is the bottom bolts are very thick. So I can only drill this much. This much is all pretty much through the window and you can't get to it. So I'm probably gonna have to cut these down a little bit so they actually do tighten into the window. All right, so here I cut about a 1/4 inch off the bolts. Now we're gonna put them in. What? Glass. It's thick, it has to stuff in between. The windows for the price can't have a Another thing to keep in mind is don't crank down on the screws because you'll actually pull the window out. And another thing you can do with these windows, on the top there's 2 latches. You undo the 2 latches and drop the window, and it's easier to drill these 2 out without scratching the window. Alright, now we're going to go inside, put the screws in on the inside, and then we'll move on to the next window. Alright, this window's a little bit different, how it's 2 windows put together. And to do that, you got this kit here, which is called a mull, M-U-L-L. And this piece comes a little bit larger. You're supposed to measure from top to bottom, make it 1/8 smaller, and I guess to make up these brackets. And then we install this in the center and then install a window on each side. So let's get to putting this on, and then we'll start putting the windows in. Alright, so we've done a dry fit to see where this is going to be. I put 1 window in, put it, marked it, and it is going to be roughly in the center. I think it was off by like less than 1/8 of an inch. So we'll just put that in the middle. However, we are going to have to take off from the top of the window because it's not fitting inside of the hole. So I'm just going to cut the lip off the top. It really doesn't do anything structural. And we'll cut the top off both windows. We'll Tapcon this in, and then we'll go about installing the windows. All right, so we ran into a little issue here, and I'll show you what we did to solve it. So this is the piece that goes here between the windows. However, with the sill installed, it wasn't going all the way back to where the window needed to go. So here you can see I marked where it was. I filled in that gap so the plate will lay flat with grout, and I just did a small notch there so it could sit on top of the sill plate, and the bracket could sit on the bottom, and it'll be flush with the windows. So I'll set the phone up and we'll install this piece and start installing the windows. We'll worry about the top later. Let's anchor on the bottom. What are you at? Yeah. Alright, so center there. Let's put two here and then we'll worry about getting the phone. Sort of a quarter. Make sure it's level twice. But not like wood. No. Just turn the fan on in the room, the way it blows out. Piece of solid. Gonna go inside, vacuum this up, and then we'll get ready to trim the bottom of the window so we can start putting the windows in. One thing that does bother me about these windows is they come with these little things here on the corners to protect the window during shipping, and I get it, it's important, we need it, but put the sticky stuff where you don't see it, because now every place has had it. It has foam, and you want to make sure you get rid of that before you install the window. So what we're going to use is an eraser wheel on the drill. It's to remove car decals. It takes it right off. All right, now we're going to use our multi-tool to take the top lip off. Also save all these stickers that come with the window. I put them all on a piece of paper and put them with a file of everything I do to the house. good now. So I got 1.5 all on my bottom, all the way across the sill. Check it up top. Level. It's actually pretty good. On this back corner, you gotta push it out just a hair. A little more. A little more. Push the top out. Yeah, push the top out, hold the bottom. A little more. No, a little less. A little less. Right there. No, I'd say it's good where it's at. Alright, so one of the little issues I had with this little self-tapping screw that came in the kit is you got to drill in that recess, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is why we're having to cut the bolts just like an 1/8 inch. The bolt is all the way here is where the bolt head goes, so this bit, that drill bit, can't drill into. That's why we have to cut a little bit. And on this side, when you try to drill this, the screw kind of wobbles in there. So what we're going to do, we're going to pre-drill all the holes in the aluminum. And then I have these with a bigger head to go in there. We're going to drop the window now on the inside so we can drill the 2 holes. On the lip over here. Another thing I really dislike about these windows, the finish on them is pretty shitty. There's caulking on the outside everywhere. Here you can see another glob of caulking. The window's covered in caulking, so you're gonna spend probably an hour or so cleaning all of them. Here you can see a bunch of caulking here. There's caulking all over the glass. All the glasses are full of caulking. So I just wish their fit and finish was a little bit better. You can see here the final weld right there is not great looking. But I mean, for the price and the availability that you get them right now, you really can't beat it. All right, so now we got this piece of plastic here that they've made a groove in between the 2 windows. We're gonna trim it to size and then pop that in there, and it kind of makes it look like 1 window. All right, that's all it is. Now we're gonna finish installing the screws on that, and then we can start caulking, and that'll be done for the installation. That's pretty much it for the installation. You can see there's no gaps around the window anymore. All the caulking takes up all those little gaps. So I mean, I'm pretty happy with the purchase. Now we're just vacuuming the inside. But you can see you're just gonna have to spend a little bit of time rubbing all this caulking off of the windows. Up here, you can see a lot of caulking on the vinyl. So plygen, if you're watching this video, or Home Depot, get with your manufacturers and step it up on the quality control. But for the price, you can't beat it. They look much better than what I had, so I'm pretty happy. All right, like and subscribe if you like the video. Let me know if this helped you. If you have any questions, put a comment.